click on the link where everybody's waiting. He was like, oh my God, how many times have I done this? God, this is the trouble because he always does everything for me technically. I'm a bit rubbish and he gets very impatient with me. How are you all this morning? Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you and you and you. Oh my God, Mark's in the edit today and I am here with the girls and I've got a couple of people coming to lunch. So it's been a busy old morning, but Mark and I have been talking on the phone about the news and oh my God, what a shit news day. I mean, honestly, I should get you up here as well so I can read you on here. How are you all? If you're in an area where lockdown has been lifted, how has it been? You may have seen from my Instagram. I've been meeting up with people and it's been so nice. Right, I'm just going to see. Okay, so I can get your... Right, I'm just going to see. Okay, so I can get your... Got your messages on here. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, RM Jams. Good morning, Kevin Parfit, Nicola. Oh, they're going up too fast. India Fonda. I'm in Dundee and lockdown has not been lifted. Oh, God. Ellen Jane. Yeah, it was really nice for Kay, I think. My mate, Kay Adams. When we met up on Tuesday, me, Jane and her, because, yeah, she hasn't got any, she said that they've got nothing open where she is. So, Leslie S., day 3 of fasting for Ramadan today. Oh, I hope it's not too difficult. Gabrielle, lovely sunny day. Let's try and stay positive. I feel things are looking up. Well, it's been a funny week for me because I have, in lots of ways, been incredibly, I've just let myself be happy. Because the thing is, a lot of people are saying, oh, well, you know, we've got to be careful because it might all go tits up and it might. And the thing is, it might. I mean, we don't know. There's no bloody guarantees with any of this. But I am going to take joy where and when I can take it. Because, you know, at the moment, infection rates are down, hospitalizations are down. We can now sit outside with our friends. We can go to restaurants. You know, Mark took the girls yesterday to an art gallery. You know, these things we have been yearning for these things. And I don't want to not enjoy them because it could get worse again. I was actually really pissed off with Trudeau, you know, the Canadian president, because actually I usually really, really like him. I think he's a bit like a Disney prince. Does anyone else think Justin Trudeau is a bit like a Disney prince? Have I said this before? Don't you think he just looks exactly like a Disney prince? And he's incredible feminist and he's just an all-round, you know, one of the more interesting leaders, let's say, and often talks sense. And then yesterday, he was banging on about how we're going to have the worst fourth wave ever. I was just really pissed off. I was like, hang on a minute. How do you know that? None of the evidence is pointing to that. Actually, they've only vaccinated 5% in Canada. Canada's having a really, really shit time at the moment. And I just thought, just why would you say that? You know, in this moment now, people are doing their best. People are getting the vaccines. Okay, a lot of people are breaking a lot of rules, but I think also a lot of people are still trying their best. And I think who was it that said it there? Let's just try and stay a bit positive. What do you think? Who's feeling positive? Hi, Sally O'Sullivan. Sally O'Sullivan, what are you saying? Oh my God, to a birthday song for Laura. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Laura. Happy birthday to you. Are you 50-50? Yeah, who's that says they're 50-50? 50-50. Jackie Ruswell, yeah, because it's funny, because so let me tell you about my week. So Monday, I think, I told you guys that I took the girls out for the day and it was just just so nice. We went to the South Bank. There were just people out and people like just having there was just such a lovely atmosphere because there's quite a lot of restaurants with outdoor seating along the South Bank. And it just, I mean, for me, it won't be like, okay, until the National Theatre's open again because, yeah. But it just felt so much better that all these restaurants were open and that they were full and people were laughing and chatting and people were singing happy birthday to each other and it was just lovely. I mean, Kiki found it a bit difficult at one point, actually. She felt a bit anxious with it all because she was like, Mum, I just can't believe that we're here. She says, I can't believe this is happening. And there was a bit of that. But I was just, oh my God, I loved it. And then we went up to Covent Garden and we queued for every shop and that was fine. Bought some bits and pieces and that was just joyful. And then Tuesday I did Loose Women and oh, it was so nice to then go out. You know, me and Kay and Jane had just the best time. We sat for hours. We were told we were only allowed to have the restaurant for the table for an hour and a half, but we sat there for 3 hours in the end. I think somebody didn't turn up. It was just gorgeous. And then yesterday I went to Hove and actually my friend Kaz really pissed me off because we had this lovely walk along the beach and then there was this outdoor restaurant and she said, well, actually, you know, all these restaurants outside were open for takeaway all through lockdown. So everyone would just, because they're right on the beach, everyone would just buy something and then sit on the beach. And she said, so she didn't feel, it really didn't feel like lockdown. And isn't it lovely, Tim? Hove is so lovely. And it just got me thinking again. I think, you know, for us guys in the city, it's all right to say, do you know what? It's been really hard in the city because it's been so miserable, hasn't it? The parks are so packed. There's just rage everywhere. My sister went to see her friend in, I want to say Hastings, was it Hastings? And she said, you know, she's got the beautiful woodland and she's got the beach and again, you know, her friend said, you know, lockdown was okay because they just had this gorgeous outdoor space. I think that's why so many people are moving out of London. Oh, you see, that's really hard. Yeah, user one, haven't been out anywhere because people are vulnerable in my family. It's very, very tough, isn't it? Was that the dog? Who's crying? What's the matter? Oh, I think where's Chi-Chi? Chi-Chi? Oh, I thought I could hear her crying. Could you? Are you all right? What's the matter? What's the matter? Oh, she's shaking her bum. She's all right. Good morning, Martin. Good morning, Anita. Good morning, Lorraine Lennox from Glasgow. Seri Maria, I'm feeling positive. In the Vale of Glamorgan, South Wales, they're now on the over 30 category. Okay. Oh, wow. So I had my jab yesterday, 36, no underlying health conditions. Chester and Lancaster, Williamson Park have had great atmospheres through it all. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, let's just spare a thought for all of, I know there's quite a few of you here that had to shield for, God, almost a year you've been shielding. And I suppose still now, a lot of you don't feel secure enough to go out. So, you know, big hug to all of you guys because you've had the shittest time. Amal A, no, Maddie's sense of taste and smell has not come back and she's tried all manner of things. Well, was it somebody on here that was saying that, did somebody DM me, that there was a cookery book out now for people that had lost their taste and smell? What a clever idea. But is it going to work? Because Maddie can't taste anything. I mean, I'm going to make garlic bread for her today and I'll probably put about 10 or 20 cloves of garlic in it and she probably won't even still be able to taste it. Oh, thank you, Sabrina Neal. I will have a look. Yeah. What happened in the end? Hayley, can't wait to see ya. Just made a lovely pud. Yeah, we did. For those of you that messaged me on Instagram for the podcast that we were doing on anorexia, we had such a brilliant chat and we had Gemma Oaten has contributed. So what we're going to actually do is read out all the comments. We're going to have another episode next week where we read out the comments. So yeah, I'll probably post again, so that you can, if you didn't get a chance to comment last time, you can this time. Right, so in the title today, we have psychedelic compound in magic mushrooms promising for treating depression. I'm a bit sad that Mark's not here, because that would have been, this one would have been a great one for him to talk about. Now, as you know, Mark hasn't had much, and if you're new to the channel, Mark is, my husband is usually here with us, and he talks very openly about the challenges of his own mental health illness. And unfortunately, Mark has tried a number of different antidepressants, and they haven't helped. Not really, not really. Now, first of all, before I say anything else about this is a very small study, and nobody should stop their antidepressants, and nobody should go say, right, I'm going to try magic mushrooms. No, no, no. This is for the future, and this is a compound taken from the magic mushroom. So for God's sake, don't anyone do that. And never change your antidepressants or come off your antidepressants without talking to a doctor. I'm literally just telling you something from the news, and I have zero qualifications. So no, but Mark was quite interested in this. As you know, that we are a holistic family. Yes, we have taken the vaccine because we think that it's not really a personal choice with the drama that we're in the world at the moment. So we are doing what we think feels right for the world. So that's why we're doing it. But mostly for the last 25 years, I've used very effectively homeopathy, acupuncture, and various other things for anything that's come up for me. I don't go to the doctors. And you know, one of the things about why we are so, I mean, God, you know, what's being done to the rainforest, there is still so much available to us in nature that can heal us, that we just don't, you know, we haven't even scratched the surface with it. And, you know, I'm not a fan of the big farmers. I think there's a lot of dodgy. I think anywhere where there's an awful lot of money to be made, any business where there's a lot of money to be made, that you always have to have a healthy dose of suspicion. And so, you know, the fact that there may be an active ingredient in magic mushrooms, because antidepressants are also very expensive, that could possibly help with moderate, even to severe depression. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. So this was a fairly small trial with 59 people, and they are describing the results as promising. So they put half the people on antidepressants, and then half the people, I think they used this component from this active ingredient from the magic mushrooms, and then they were taken through this trial with psychiatrists. They were given mood music, and they've had good results. They've had good results. So it's something that they're going to continue to look on. Oh yeah, emotionally evocative and atmospheric sounds, ambient and neoclassical, were played to the people, to the patients, whilst they were given this magic mushroom. I don't know what it would have been in a pill, would it have been a powder, I don't know, would it have been on toast with cream and a little shallot, I don't know. So this was Professor David Nutt. He's the really interesting guy that does all the studies on alcohol. He's actually from the school of thought that alcohol is so toxic, so poisonous, that actually none of us should drink any of it. Which is probably right, but I don't want to. So apparently he says, Professor David Nutt, that the effect builds up over 30 to 40 minutes, and then for most people the duration effect is about 3 to 4 hours, and then it wears off. But it's not like, they say it's not like 6 hours of tripping. It's not that sort of thing. I think it was just somehow had soothed the feelings of depression, and increased their ability to feel pleasure and express emotions, and reduced anxiety. And I did what Mark does. He'll hopefully be very pleased with me, because I put it on to 4G, and that's working. It's because somebody called me. That's what the problem was. Am I back? Can you hear me? Am I back? Yes. Oh, what's this? Oh, God. Oh, no, I haven't seen that, Anne-Marie, but I'll check it out. I will check it out, but I'll have to read the article before I say anything about it, but don't worry me. Yeah, so this is something very much for the future, and it was a small study, so for God's sake, whatever you do, don't think, God, I'm going to give up my antidepressants and go on magic mushroom. Do not do that. That would be a very, very bad idea. Oh my God. Have you seen all this about the queues at the airports? I tell you what, let's just take a moment for anyone working in the airports. Because I didn't realise that the border control people are like, I don't think they've even had necessarily an increase in staff. Yeah, Amal A, yeah, did you see the woman who had collapsed flat out on the floor? I think she'd been standing for 6-7 hours, waiting. These are the kind of queues now. So they're saying, as you can imagine, what is that going to be like when they allow non-essential travel again? I mean, the quarantine inspections, the Home Office say, are going to get much tougher. They've now, wait for this, absolutely jaw-dropping, eye-stinging figure here. So they have increased, the Home Office have employed a private firm, and they are going to increase daily home visits from 1,000 at the moment. You could get a spot visit at 1,000. Presumably this is about with, staying in quarantining yourself when you return. But they're going to move that up to 10,000. Guess how much this is going to cost up to? Just take a guess on the kind of numbers that they're talking about. The dollars, the pound notes. How much do you think this contract is worth up to? $1 million, says RM Jams. Katie Merricks would be nervous to travel by plane at the moment. Anyone else have a guess of how much this is going to cost? 20 million, says CJ. 5 million, says Sazzle. Katie Travel, millions. 2 million. So most people are thinking a couple of million, 6 million. Helen, who's that? Somebody said 2 billion, Shelley Moss. Well, I don't blame you, because this is the kind. Whenever we hear what anything costs, it's always so like jaw-dropping. It's like, what? It's like every time there's going to be a thorough report. Oh, Christ, don't say that's going to cost a million. Up to 90 million. 90 million. 90 million. To carry out these 10,000. No, they say up to 90 million. So I don't know what it's actually going to be. And is this drama by whoever it is that's reporting this on the Mail Online? So it is just crazy, absolutely crazy. So at the moment, you're waiting up to 2 to 8 hours, and that's going to increase. I mean, Mark says, there's no way he would travel, knowing that that's what he's got to do. Maddie said she wouldn't. I mean, look, my kids can happily spend 8 hours on their phone. I probably can. All the apps I've got, everything I could watch. I could settle in and just say, well, I'm going to watch 3 movies while I'm waiting to get through. And I suppose that's what a lot of people would do. Mark is totally from the school of, I will never like travel when if I have to wait 8 hours. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Would this stop you travelling? Megan Beach, that's wildly expensive. Imagine that the staff are not seeing most of that or still on low pay. No, this is with a private company. This is a private company. This isn't money. So quarantine inspections are also set to get tougher at the Home Office. Home Office have hired a private firm to check in with travellers returning from abroad. The number of daily home visits will go from 1,000 to 10,000 and said to be worth up to 90 million. This isn't to do with the airports. If I'm processing that right, it sounds to me that that's just the home visits. I mean, is there a question there to be asked that can we afford as a country the cost, the financial cost that it's going to take to put these protections in place to allow international travel to open. I mean, you know, poor everyone, because everyone's balancing the books. You know, if we don't open international tourism, then what's it going to cost us here? Yeah, 90 million, but then we're going to make this. I mean, you know, the mind boggles. Who knows? But you know, that's the plan. So as well as passport checks, people entering the UK from abroad must now show proof of a negative coronavirus result. But I mean, I hear enough people saying you just swan through. I don't know whether that's the case or whether it's all tightened up now. So this border patrol officer says what's happened is a whole host of new checks, 100% checking of everybody has been introduced. Well, you know what? That's an enormous strain on them and they need more staff. But wouldn't that have been nice if they'd done that a while ago? I mean, how many times have we said this on Coffee Moaning over the months? My God, can't they just check everyone like they do in other countries? Hello, Michael, Tube HD. Hello, Hazel. Too little, too late. Well, I mean, I do think it's still necessary because we want to keep the bloody variants out, don't we? Yeah. So, COVID-19 vaccines, they're talking about again, passports. Will it cause a two-tier life? Matt Hancock's talking about that they may have to ask for compulsory vaccinations if for people working in the care system. So I thought, is there anyone here that's a carer that doesn't want the vaccine? Because I'm sure we've had a few of you guys before saying that. Penny Shrimpton is really scared by all this unlocking. Yeah. Do you want to go out, Toffs? No, she doesn't. She just wants attention, Dawn. Yes, Faith, the South African variant is in London, and it's not that far from me, actually. But you know, the thing is, you know, they say, oh, you know, get checked if you're in this postcode or that postcode. But I mean, how many people do I meet, do I work with that live in Wandsworth, that live in Lambeth? You know, I mean... But, you know, it's like the other day I was saying to Kate, oh, God, I'm so depressed about this South African variant, you know, 47 cases, Wandsworth, Lambeth, blah, blah, blah. And you know, like she said, you know, what we have to remember is that we are so blessed in this country that actually these things are being picked up. We have this great ability. Am I really blurry? Because I'm blurry on the screen there. Am I blurry? You know, we are so lucky that we have this testing available. You know, there's so many countries where there's all sorts of variants popping up all over the place and crisscrossing, and they don't know. So it's really weird because I'm really blurry on there. So I suppose that's what we have to be grateful for. Dina, my sister, said, oh my God, the queues around Wandsworth, because she had to drive there for the test. So that's great. There's a really good turnout for it. Joy Manning, I live in France and work as a carer in a retirement home. Didn't have vaccine at the beginning of the year, waited to see side effects, but had my first now. I feel less anxious. This is from Julie N. Now I don't have a carer visiting me. Yeah, you see, that's the other thing, isn't it? I mean, you know, I remember when Nanny Thelma was having carers come into the home, and actually I felt really sorry for both the carers and for her, because she wasn't getting the same carers every day, and she used to leave the side door open so that they could get in. And she said, you know, the door would just open and then somebody would walk in, and I didn't even know who they were. And they would come in and there'd be 15 minutes looking after, and then they would leave, and she'd have that 4 times a day. Now, I imagine, like, you know, God rest her soul, Nanny Thelma, if she were alive now and 90 whatever, and having 4 different people, and sometimes she'd have 4 different people every day coming in, and she doesn't know whether they've had the vaccine or not, I suppose that would be very scary for her. But also, you know, I remember one of you once contacting us on here, and you were thinking of having a baby this year, so you were really anxious about having the vaccine, because there's still a very grey area about being pregnant and having the vaccine. So that also, my heart goes out to that person. So it's really difficult. Are we going to be in a situation? Brenda Torrell, I look after my mum. She refuses to have carers come into her house. Brenda, well, that's very lovely for you, but very difficult for you as well, because that's a huge responsibility on your shoulders. And is that to do with her worrying about who's had the vaccine? Megan Beach, I think vaccine for carers would be a good idea, but my mum works for a care home and they are so understaffed and on their knees already that compulsory vaccine would mean understaffing. Yeah. I know, Zoe. Let's talk about that. Why is it when we get a bit of hope and joy again, the media starts scaremongering? Oh, Justin Trudeau. That's the one I'm coming after. Just shut up. We're doing very well at the moment. Right here, right now, we're doing really well. And I think after the darkness of the year, we just need to sit with that a bit. Why can't we just sit with it a bit? There's always something new to worry about. Jenny Fay, Sue K, people can still catch COVID after the vaccine, just you're more protected and don't get it as bad. Yes, that is the thing. I felt a bit stupid, actually, when all the vaccine thing came out. Oh, why's my computer gone off? That's weird. Sorry, you've lost light. Oh, it keeps doing that. It just goes off for no reason. Yeah, I felt a bit stupid. I didn't know that was the case with most vaccines. Is that right? That you don't actually, it doesn't stop you from getting it. You just get it in a very mild way so that you can cope with it. Yeah, I'm sticking with all the good news, guys. That's what I'm doing today. I mean, yeah. Hang on, I lost you. I don't know why it just turned off. It was so annoying. Let me just get you back because I can see you better down here. Here we go. Just 1 minute. But are there any carers here that would leave their job rather than be vaccinated? Mark's working the computer by remote, wouldn't be surprised. Kevin Parfat, right? Yes, Kevin wants me to be positive. Be positive. What am I cooking for Lee? I am doing, he said he liked fish, so I'm doing my lovely garlic prawns with French bread as a start. Hopefully he's not listening. And then I'm doing salmon en croûte. And then I am doing raspberry hazelnut meringue. There you go. There's a bit of good news for you. There's a bit of good news for you. Yeah, thank you, Faith. Do the thumbs up just under where I'm sitting. Or if you can't see it at the moment, when we click off, because Mark says sometimes it's hidden for you guys, just hit it afterwards. And also, can you please subscribe to the channel? Subscribe to the channel. No, not the thumbs up icon, the thumbs up under the screen to say that you're enjoying it. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, guys. And also the notification bell so you can be told when we are live or when we're uploading anything. If you're feeling a bit pissed off and a bit down, a bit fed up with it all, check out our family reality shows because we make total tits of ourselves, to be quite honest. And it's quite good fun. Problem is, if the media is too optimistic, says Sam JP, people think everything's going back to normal and start to slack with distancing. Yeah, I mean, there's always that caveat, isn't there, that you have to, interestingly, you know, I mean, yeah. Okay, Penny Shrimpton wants to come for dinner. It's actually lunch. Because it gets too cold for dinner out there. Have to make everything lunch because who's going to sit outside in the evening? Making my mouth water, says HW. Where can we find the podcast on anorexia from Phoebe M? Oh, you recovered anorexic. That's so wonderful because in our podcast is very moving, but also we have Gemma Oaten speaking, and that's so wonderful because she gives us the hope of recovery. So it doesn't come out till tomorrow morning, and you can get it wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, wherever. But I'll post a link for it tomorrow. It's a really interesting chat, guys, and it's not just about anorexia, it's about also just about the chaotic eating that a lot of us have. So it's a really good one. And we'd love you to comment under it, because we're going to have a whole podcast the week after with talking about it. Oh, listen, guys, tonight, 8 o'clock, I am doing a live with Louise Pentland on Instagram. So join us for that. Also, other news, my sister Dina, who you know well from the vlogs, and lots of you do her art by box, is going to be at the Horniman Museum Market. She's really excited. I'm going to pop down and see her there as well this Sunday. I think it's open from 10 till 3. She's going to have her stall there with her mate. They run the business together. And it'd be lovely if any of you is in that area to go and support a small business. She's been very brave starting that business in a pandemic. And it is such a fantastic... Hang on, let me see if I've got the box here. It's such a fantastic business, because there's lots of these things that people you just like stick and you colour in and you do all of this. Leo, you know, our wonderful artist that follows in here, she uses the art by box and she's an artist. So I have actually learned how to paint and draw. I'm going to show you what's in the box this week. So, and they always give a little gift, like this week, they give you some little seeds to plant. And some weeks it's a badge. And everything is handmade. Look, even that, look at the little label and everything. They do everything themselves. They even make the paper sometimes. And so that's all the stuff that you get in it, in your box. You get your paper, your paint brushes, you get everything that you need. And you also get, this month, the great thing about it is you don't have to subscribe either. You can just buy one month and not buy it the next. So you get, look, both Dina and Tracy have been art teachers for 20 years. And they put in the box the full art lesson. Honestly, I wouldn't bang on about this so much, even though it's my sister, if I didn't totally believe in this. Because I know the work and the care and the thought that goes into these boxes. Look, here. Look. That's all the lesson. And I just keep producing lovely bits of art that I never imagined I would be able to. And you literally lose hours. The other day I sat with Kiki and did one. And we were just chatting and just hanging out for about 3 hours. And it was just so lovely. And look, you get the top quality. So like if it's a month where they're doing oil pastels or something like that, you get the whole box of like top quality. And like, I've got all the most gorgeous acrylic paints for this month. Honestly, I'd really love it if you followed them on Instagram at Art by Bots, because they're really nervous as we come out of lockdown that you know, the business could fall flat on its face. You know, you never know, do you? So if you could support them on Instagram, that would be great. And if you want to check them out at the Horniman's Museum this Sunday, obviously it's outside the Horniman Museum, and I'm going to pop down there and see them as well, and you can just have a chat with them and they'll just, you know, tell you about it. But yeah, if nothing else, if you could just follow them on Art by Box, that would be amazing. I really appreciate it, guys. And yeah, hit the thumbs up underneath where I'm sitting. I've got to go now because I've got to prepare Miss Salmon en croûte. Love you all. Speak to you soon. Bye.